Hi, and welcome to this Impact tutorial. In this video, we'll be going through property inspections. With property inspections, you can add notes and photos to routine periodic inspections using your own custom inspection templates. To get to property inspections, we'll go to Property Operations, and down here we have our two property inspection programs. So the first we're going to want to go to is the Property Inspection Template Setup. This is where we can create our property inspection template, and with that we'll be able to use that template on the actual property inspections. And this way we don't have to create checkpoints, categories over and over again for each inspection. We just create the template with checkpoints once, and then we can use that on our property inspections. So I'll go to Property Inspection Template Setup, and here I will click to create my new inspection template. So we're just going to create a general property inspection. You can create a template for anything that you need at your property. So we'll just say yearly property inspection. And frequency, this is going to be yearly. And with this option, you can customize who can and cannot modify this template. So if it's okay for anyone to modify it, you can leave it everyone. If you just want it to be assigned to you or other people, you can make that selection, but we'll just leave it as everyone. So now my additional options are going to be here in the description column. So the first place we're going to go to is categories, and these will be our main categories. So this will be in this instance, since it's a yearly property inspection, we'll want like building exterior, building interior, and parking garage. So let's make those categories. So I'll select new inspection category. Category identifier just allows you to set the sort, so the system knows which category do you want to come first. So we'll say 1, we'll say building exterior, we'll save it, and now we'll get our others added. Then we'll say building interior. Lastly, we will have parking garage. Perfect. So now we have our categories. Now we can set up our checkpoints, which will go under each of our categories. So I'll select new checkpoint, and here we put in our description. So for this inspection category, building exterior, let's say this is going to be, I'll just say, keep it simple and just say checkpoint 1. And so checkpoint identifier, this is going to allow you to sort the checkpoints. So similar to the category sorting, this is the checkpoint sorting. So we'll want A for this one. You do have the option of a typical checkpoint response. So when you're actually doing the inspection, you don't have to type in okay or good every single time. If most of the time the checkpoints are going to be a routine answer, you can enter that, and we'll show how that comes into play later on when we do our inspection. But down here you have save and save and continue. Save is just going to save this checkpoint and take you back to the checkpoint screen here. But to add another checkpoint, we'll select new checkpoint, and I'll add a second checkpoint for building exterior. This will be B, and we'll also do good. Now you do have the save and continue, which saves this checkpoint and just allows you to quickly create another one. So I'll go ahead and I'll change the building interior now. So I'll say checkpoint 1 again, A, and we'll do good. And here again, so you can see once you kind of get going, you can really set up a template pretty quickly. And I'll do one more for my parking garage. I'll just say checkpoint 1 for parking garage, and we'll say good. Perfect. So now we see all of my categories in gray, and we see our checkpoints. And that is creating the template here. That's our two big things, categories and checkpoints. The third thing that you'll want to do is set up metrics. And this gives you a way to assign like a number score if you wanted to rate it based on 1 to 5, 1 being bad, 5 being great. You can set up that metric here. So we'll go to new inspection metric. Our description, we will say poor. That will be 1. Include score and inspection metrics report. The inspection metrics report, you have the option of whether or not you want this metric to show. So we'll include that. I'll go ahead and I'll make a fair 2, include that. And lastly, we'll do good, score 3. Perfect. So now when you're doing this inspection, you can rate each checkpoint on a scale of 1 to 3. And this can be whatever you would like. If you want to have default metrics, you have that option as well. So as you're going through the checkpoints, we had good as our default response. You can also do a default metric. So you just go to checkpoints. You'll go to your checkpoint, and right here, default selection. So you can just choose the default selection there, and that way when you're doing the inspection, it will default to good or fair, whatever you would like. And the last one, usage. This will come into play whenever you start to use the inspection template. This just simply tells you the number of inspections that have used this template. So we have our category, we have our checkpoint, we have our metric. This inspection template is all done and ready to go. So let's go and let's create one of our inspections. So I'll go back, go to property inspection, and select new property inspection. Now, the inspection templates are universal. They can be used at any property. So that's really helpful if you have 3, 5 properties. You can just create one template and use that at multiple properties. So we'll select Southwest Plaza. We'll select our yearly property inspection. Our inspection date is today. Inspection performed by yourself or another person. You can include the inspection location, the inspection description, but we'll just go and we'll click save. So now our inspection is created. So in the description here, you have a few options of attaching any kind of attachment to it. You can send a notification to a specific person, a specific user, to let people know that it's ongoing or you're going to start it next week. And these options allow you to print out the property inspection as it's updated and also print out the base template. So at this point, when you're ready to start the inspection, all you have to do is come over and click perform. And so here I'll open these up so we can see the template that we just created. So we have our categories, our checkpoints. So now we'll just start with the first one and we'll go through each one. So you can see the comment defaulted to good, the score defaulted to good. And here you can just fill in as needed. So we'll just leave it as is. And everything in the building exterior looked good, so we'll keep on clicking save next. We'll keep on clicking save next here, but something happened on our checkpoint 2 in our building interior. Maybe there was some kind of chip paint in the hallway or the bathroom, anything like that. If you have a problem with one of the checkpoints, you can select this is a deficiency, and that's going to flag that checkpoint. So when we review this inspection, we can specifically review all our deficiencies to get those corrected. So I'll just click this is a deficiency. The comment will say paint was cracking on walls, and we'll say it was fair, and then save and next. And we'll just go and save next our rest of the checkpoints. So a little check mark here, that tells us the checkpoints have been completed. DEF means this one was a deficiency. So now we can change to review. Once you've performed all the checkpoints, you change it to review. This gives you the option if you want to send the status notification to a user. If you don't want to, just click Don't Send. So now we see little red mark here. So deficiencies 1, corrected 0. And we see our score is 14 out of 15. So the review allows us to review our deficiency. So we see the checkpoint 2, paint was cracking on walls. So at this point we have some options here. If any photo was attached to that deficiency, it'll show up here. We can create a work order. We can create a project. So we probably want to create a work order to get this wall repainted. You can also add a note, correction photos, and update the deficiency. So imagine we created a work order. Our building engineer went and repainted the wall. It all looks perfect now. All we have to do is go to Update Item Status, choose Correction Completed. You can also choose Correction in Progress, but we're just Correction Completed. Save it, and there we go. So now from red to green, correction completed. So now when we go back, we see our review, we see deficiencies 1, corrected 1. So when we see green, that's good because all the deficiencies have been corrected. The score rating, you do have a little option right here to view the score rating so that you're able to see kind of a scorecard to see what was good, what was bad, score rating there. But once you correct all the deficiencies, if there were any deficiencies, at that point you're ready to complete or close this inspection. So you just select Update, and at this point we see the history here. You can select Complete to complete the inspection or just close it right away. Complete is going to complete the inspection but leave it on the property inspection screen for you to view, but you can always just close it right away. You don't have to complete it in order to close it. You can just close it right away and then it's gone. If you want to review the closed work orders, you can come up here to Advanced Filter and you have the option to view closed inspections right there. And that's the process of the property inspection. Once your next year comes along, you can just go to New Property Inspection, select that yearly inspection template again, and continue to do those inspections. And that concludes this impact tutorial. Just a reminder that impact is customized for each client, and therefore your impact system may differ from the information provided in this user guide. For further questions, you're always welcome to contact us at support@impactsolutions.com or submit a support request in the Impact system. We're always happy to help in any way we can.